Hello, dear folks. Welcome to the show, Jack Chow on East West with G&E TV. Well, at G&E TV, we pay serious attention to education. Education, education, education. That's the three key leads to the nation's future. I believe that nobody can argue with me about the three keys being education, education, education that leads to the future of the United States. But there is a controversy talking about how much efforts we shall put into education, right? Thank God we heard a good speech from President Barack Obama in his State of Union address, making education a big deal. And also he says that he's going to propose a bill to the Congress to include his new plan to lower the cost of community college to zero. So joining me is my good friend, a big man of education, founder and the CEO of Sunshine Education Center, California Sunshine Education Center, Mr. Wei Luo. Welcome to the show, please.
Thank you, Jack, and thank you for your nice words.
All right, thank you. And you are really a big man of education. And by that, I mean Mr. Wei Luo is the founder and CEO of California Sunshine Education Center. Not only that, but also he tries, at least for the past 3 years, with lots of efforts, bringing the two systems, education systems, of the United States and of China together to put up an experimental school. So far on the third year, it's going to be a win-win situation. And it's a picture that both government likes, the teachers like that too, parents like that too, and the students, of course, right? So, well, as an educator, sir, probably you would have the best right to say about President Obama's speech in the State Union address.
That is correct.
Yeah. How do you feel about it, please?
I feel so great. And first of all, at the moment that Mr. President spoke out his words, his plan about the make free access to every American for the college, at least a junior college or community college. I feel that this is probably the significant and historical moment in the U.S. education history.
I see.
By saying that, because U.S. as a country has led the world in terms of science, in terms of culture, in terms of economic production, every field, every sectors, compared to other, especially other westernized countries in the world. However, education sector seems to be needed a lot more work from the government initiative. So after I heard about this news, I thought that this is a right move for this administration, and it's going to be it's going to be impacting the educators, especially the young Americans generations to come.
Sure.
That's a great effort.
And of course, even this wonderful speech made by President Barack Obama, there are lots of controversies about it. And we hear voices from different angles talking about this. Mainly, the opposites are talking about the fact that there's going to be a big chunk to the national burden if you do that. By that, I want to ask you a question. Remember last time when you were here, we were talking about several countries, about how big a percentage they take out of their GDP or national expenditure to imbue the education, especially above college. We consider higher education. So, do you still remember that structure?
Yes, yes. Basically, when we're talking about cost of K to 12 education for the American citizen, and American basically falling into the middle level compared to other OECD countries, meaning that those countries of the OECD organization are the most advanced economically and socially in the world.
What do you mean by OECD?
OECD is an organization of economic and OE organization of economic I forgot development.
Okay.
It's basically it's a club of rich countries, simply put.
I see. Okay.
Yes, in the world.
All right.
And for the expansion of the from a government GDP expenditure on the education sector, U.S. falls into the middle level.
Oh, I see. We're not the.
We're not
on the top.
We're not a leading country, but actually, we're compared to the size of our economy, we are a mediocre country.
I see.
And this is number one. Number two is that if we specify the number on the dollar number that put into every student of K to 12 education, we will find that less than $10,000 expended or spent on each student body in this country. However,
you say K-12 students?
K to 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we only spend about $10,000.
I see.
And compared to other countries, our highest, I believe, is in Finland.
Finland.
And every student cost the country $18,000 every year.
That's 80% above.
80% almost.
Over, yeah.
Over. And also, for the higher education, and U.S. just falling into a not beautiful picture. Number one, we charge fees. It doesn't matter where the students came from, right? They came from in-state or out of state. Of course, we have tuitions for in-state students, which is lower than the students from out-state.
Yeah, foreign international
and foreign
students,
international students as well.
Yes, we do.
However, it is not free. And also, the inflation of tuition is basically double or triple of the total social and country's GDP level.
Yeah, there is the inflation of currency, one thing. There is another inflation which is based on the inflation of currency as an excuse that goes faster than the economic inflation itself.
That is
Am
correct.
I right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So almost twice or three times of the product GDP compared to the of the education tuition.
I see.
For example, I remember that the average increase of tuition was 8%. However, last year it was over double digits already for some schools already. So made it very hard and difficult for middle income families to send their kids into state or prestige decent colleges here in the States. If the family has two college boys, it's really costly.
Yeah. Do you remember about a year and a half ago, Santa Monica College?
Yes, I still remember.
There's almost a disaster.
It's a stroke over there.
Yeah, when the students protested against
the increase of tuition and fees.
The attempt to increase the tuition.
That is correct.
By large portion, as large.
And Jack, think about that. The cost of community colleges here in state of California is only half of those states whose tuition is almost double of what cost here California students for the college students. That is even more.
In other words, at lower
worse.
cost, they charge higher.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So now, are we saying that the college free push by President Obama is not only a push by himself? It's not only a push by himself, like they say, it's a lame duck effort, right? So he tried to make a difference. He tried to make some history so that he pushed. It is a fact, the call of the nation, the call of education itself. Am I right?
That is correct. If the plan will be executed, and this is going to be historical, and I would say this is the, as you said, is a great deal in the U.S. history as a country over 200 years. This is no other deal can barely come close to it.
I see. My dear audience, today we're talking about, at this show, we're talking about education versus the statement made by President Obama at his State of Union address, saying that he is making a proposal to the Congress to raise our college tuition cost to 2.0. So, according to my good friend, the trustee Mike In at LACCD, he says, well, simply Obama is pushing a plan to call our free education instead of a K to 12 to K to 14.
That is correct.
Right. Joining me today is my good friend, founder and CEO of California Sunshine Education Center, Mr. Wei Lo. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll get even more serious on this issue. Please stay with us.